When it comes to inspiration, we're very inspired by movies in general. I think there is a big love for movies on the team. So taking those elements and using them within the levels, you can say, consciously or not, is something that we're constantly doing. We have these kind of what we call the driving montages when he goes from Chicago out into Hope, which is inspired by classic road movies. And it's giving 47 kind of a different side. It's adding to his character, that he's doing things that you haven't really seen him doing before.
Can you talk? I'm not gonna believe this. Tyler asked me to go to California.
The script has gone through a lot of revisions since I've been on the project. When I first came on, it was written mostly in-house and by one of our main dialogue writers. And a lot of scenes were being rewritten by Tor himself. Our creative director stepped in at one point and wasn't happy with some of the scenes, so we ended up farming the script out. And it came back and it matched the gameplay, and we were really happy with the new version of the script. We got to LA to shoot it. We broke it down into the different scenes, of course, and got ready for shooting. And once we were in LA and we had the actors on set reading the dialogue, we also found a lot of moments that we could plus with just a little bit of interplay between the characters and build the scenes up a bit more than just straight off the page. Then once coming back, so many changes in the gameplay and some levels being cut and some new ones being added. The story had to follow along, so some story moments got changed and revised and some got cut completely.
The animators could change quite a bit by changing like arm movements and lip sync and stuff like that, but sometimes we had to redo like full movements, and then of course we'd go down in the basement to the mocap studio and then re-mocap stuff. And there's also like brand new scenes that came up that would be redone.
I think all manner of changes are very normal for the gaming industry. It is oftentimes a bit of a trial and error process because you have an idea, but until you can really see the idea on screen, it's difficult to say, yes, that's exactly what I had in mind. I think the amount of changes that we had on this project are not normal for a typical project, but of the complexity of a Hitman game, I think it's a sort of par for the course, because it is a very challenging game to make. We're not just making a shooter and we're not just making a stealth game. There's a lot of moving parts to account for, and it's a very tricky balancing act.
We have some really talented guys that just like cranking out page after page after page of really, really fun dialogue. And we all have this sad feeling that, you know, it's only going to be maybe 10% that will really get all of it, because this is made for the hardcore Hitman people that actually do play it that way. Because, I mean, if you just run in, start shooting a gun, they'll all react to that and they'll start shooting back. You'll never hear what stories they have to tell. So I think that's one of the layers, is you can play this game, you know, come in and say, you know, I'm just going to run through it with a gun and just shoot my way through everything, and you will have this experience. And you can say, you know, I actually want to spend some time here, and then you get this experience, and you can say, I want to spend a lot of time here, and there'll be like, you know, massive experience waiting in terms of what you can do, all the ways you can get to the target, and the stories you'll hear.
You should transfer the goddamn Sorganash. Hey, we need to make sure we got everything secure. Area secure. No sign.
We've been trying to kind of pin down what kind of story it is, and you can say in one way it's kind of like a road movie, in the way that 47 as a character, he is kind of charging through the different scenarios, and he is just doing whatever he sees fit to take him to the next place and to find out whatever information he needs to do, or whoever he needs to deal with in that location.
We've spent a lot of time developing the story and tying it very close to gameplay and taking the user on a journey.